Hello, Gemini. All right, welcome to December. Okay, so we are asking the question, where should you be directing or focusing your attention and energy this month, okay? Where should you be directing or focusing your attention and energy this month? Okay? What wants your attention and where should you be focusing that energy, okay? Where should you be directing or focusing your attention and energy this month? All right. Okay. So we have the 7 of air, the 4 of air, the Empress, and the Love card. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, Gemini. Let's see. Okay. Let's kind of take a look here. Gemini. Okay, 7 of air. Yeah, so kind of what I'm really picking up from this particular card is like is almost it's kind of like imposter. Okay, so we'll see what that means. I'm going to come back. I'm just going to put that aside and we'll see what comes of that. Okay, now we have the 4 of air, right? 4 of air. Air is swords in this deck. So it's the 4 of swords. And it's interesting because there's like this little, I don't know how well you can see that, but there's like this little kind of like beam of light right there. And I feel like it's kind of putting this, this circle of light around this person, almost like a bubble of light that is being she's being enveloped in this bubble of light for protection, right? And so the 4 of air, the 4 of swords, is a card that comes after the 3 of swords, which is pain, heartbreak, heartache, and so after your pain and heartbreak, you have to recover, right? After you break a leg, it takes some time to recover. You break your heart, takes some time to recover, okay? So that's what this energy is here. And then we have the Empress and Love. Okay. Yeah, so man, I feel like there may have been some I immediately got imposter from this card, right? And I feel like there has been a little bit of this mask has been taken off. It's almost like there's all these birds here, all these different birds, and this woman sitting here, she has her wings, which is not atypical for the air cards, but she also has this mask on that kind of like gives her a beak almost, and it just gives me the real feeling of like she's trying to fit in with all of these birds, but she's not a bird, right? So it's like, there's this like imposter energy that is coming forward with this 7 of air. And I feel like there has been some realization around it, regarding, this imposter, right? And this may be you. And it's almost like putting up this imposter, this front is exhausting, and it's like you're tired of it and you need to take a break from it, right? And so this imposter, like this energy could manifest in ways such as being a people pleaser, right? It's like, your main focus is to meet everybody else's needs, right? Make sure everybody else is feeling okay, doing okay, and like almost like putting your own needs second, right? And that, in that sense, you're very much being an imposter because you're not being authentic to yourself and what you need, before being able to give to everyone else, right? So it's like you're depleting yourself, right? When you're a people pleaser, you're depleting yourself in order to make everyone else feel like their needs are met, right? And that's just not sustainable. That is just not sustainable. And that's where this 4 of air is coming in. It's like rest, relaxation, recuperation, rejuvenation, re-energizing. So, excuse me. So this putting up this front, right? Being in this people pleaser mood or mode, it's exhausting and it's not sustainable, okay? And so what is at the core of people pleasing? At the core of people pleasing is kind of this idea or belief that people will not like you if you do not please them, okay? And what I have to say to that is, fuck that, okay? Because that is not your job to please other people. It's your job to please yourself, okay? And then when your cup is full, when you feel good, when you feel fulfilled with life, and you feel full, like you have lots to give and your cup is overflowing, then you can maybe think about giving to other people or pleasing other people because it pleases you to please them. But that's only because your cup is already overflowing, right? But otherwise, that's not your job. And you have to look at the key energies that underlie that. And that is your own feelings of self-worth, of self-confidence, of value, and so you really have to kind of take a look at that at that, right? Is your self-worth based on what other people think of you? Because that's what we got here going on with the people pleasing, right? It means that your self-worth is really based on what other people think of you, and you define yourself by what you think other people think of you, and that's really not the best way to go, because that is just going to lead to heartache, and it's going to lead to exhaustion, and it's like it brings up the tower energy for me. It's not a sustainable foundation, and it's ultimately going to crack, okay? Because you can't control other people. You can't control what other people think of you. You can be the A1 people pleaser, the best, people pleaser in the world, and somebody can still come back and be like, have all of this negative energy towards you, even though you tried your hardest to please them or whatever, right? And so that's why you really got to find your self-worth, your value based in what you think of yourself and how you view yourself. And what it comes down to is, we are all divine. We do not have to prove ourselves to anyone. It is inherent, the day we are born, the day we come into this world, our divinity is with us. It's in us. And we have to know that, we are all extensions of the divine. So you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You just have to know your own worth. You have to know your value that is inherent within you. And in that, value, that worth that is inherent within you is also the shadow, right? As we move through life, we develop the shadow. We become aware of the parts of ourselves that maybe we don't like that all that much, and we might have difficulty aligning those shadow parts, those parts that we don't like of ourselves. We might have difficulty aligning that with this idea of being divine, but know that the divine is all. It is all the dark and the light, right? It is the duality brought into unity, okay? So you can absolutely have these shadow parts of yourself that you want to bring light to, that you want to work on, that you want to change. You can have all of those parts within yourself and still know that you are divine. In fact, you are divine because you have those things, like your divinity does not depend on, being some monk in some monastery somewhere, never having any negative thought ever, and meditating all day. Okay, that is not that definition of divinity. Okay, so and I feel like that's really, really important for you to to grasp and to know, because this people pleaser energy, you know, you're not having it anymore. Like, that's it. It's exhausting. You can't, it's not sustainable. Instead, and look at, like, it's just so interesting too, right? The shift that is present for you. Like, this energy here is so cold. The seven of air and the four of air is such a cold energy with all of these blues, and you know, and cold is icy, and it's uncomfortable, and you know, and then we have here the Empress and love, right? And this is, it's just this beautiful, warm, inviting, nurturing energy. The Empress here is, you know, she's holding the wheat, which is like, you know, a symbol of abundance and nurturance and food and growth. And she's just like, she's so okay with herself. Like, she's just, you know, she's just in her goddess energy. She's so content with knowing who she is, you know. And who is she? She is divinity. What is divinity? Divinity is love, right? It's love. And so, you know, love is also, right, like this woman here is showing up with the lion, right? And she's laying with the lion. She's tamed the lion. And I really look at that as like the shadow, right? Like the beast within, you know, taming the beast within. We all have our beast within. We all have our sides that are, you know, not the sides that we really want to show people, but yet they are who we, you know, they are part of us, and they are like the things that we have to balance with our light and bring it into unity, bring it into wholeness, bring it into oneness. Okay, so for you, Gemini, I really feel like, you know, what needs your focus and attention this month is really this understanding that your worth and your value is not dependent on other people. It is dependent on you knowing that you are divine, regardless of whatever mistakes you make, regardless of whatever darkness that sometimes, you know, comes to light. You're divine. That's it. It's not dependent on what anyone else thinks. It is only dependent on, you know, your ability, how deep you can sink into knowing that, okay? That you are the Empress. You are love, you are nurturance, you're creation, you know, and you can tame that beast that is within you, and everyone has that beast, and it doesn't make you any less of a person. So really, again, I feel repetitive and I apologize for that, but like, it gets me a little bit excited, because excited in the way of like, come on, you can do this, you know, like, come on, like, what are you thinking? You don't, please don't be people pleasing, you know. That is not the energy that you want to be in. It's exhausting, it's tiring, it's not built on a solid foundation, it's not going to get you anywhere. You really need to sink into this knowing of your divinity, okay? And I'm gonna stop there. Just know your divinity. All right, love you lots. You got this. Oh, and if this resonates with you, let me know, please. I'd love to hear your comments. I really do want to establish community here. I'd really love to talk to people. And yeah, all right, take care. Aloha.